Hello everybody, this is Vin from Better Gentleman, and today we're going to be checking out these Bone Conduction headphones from Genso. Alright, so while these guys are IP56 water resistant, it says waterproof on it, it's not. You get 5 hours of battery life of calling and playback. I really want to see how the calling and stuff works on it because it's going to be something interesting to test out. And these are lightweight, almost as if you're wearing them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open this guy up. So an interesting thing about these is that they're sub 50 bucks. I've seen a few of these for sub $50 on Amazon, and I always wanted to test them out, so I finally got my chance to. So the only other ones I've tried are the ones from Bose, like the Bose Altos and stuff like that they have on display at like Best Buy and stuff, and those are way more expensive. So one thing I did notice about it's kind of cool is that this is like a reflective material. So they give you earplugs in the box. That's interesting. Well, I mean, I guess if you plan on like listening to these like on an airplane or something like that, and you don't want to be bothered by anything else, like normally you just use headphones. Go ahead and see how you turn this guy on. All right, we got our 3 buttons on the side and a button on here as well. Very interesting. Feels really weird. Power on, go straight to pairing mode. It was J31. So let me try these guys on. I'm very excited to try these on. Hey guys, so just went ahead and tested these guys out. So a couple things, just straight off the bat, don't expect any bass out of these. Not any actually don't expect any bass out of these. Kind of sounds a little washed out. Like don't expect like amazing sound out of these. I guess these were made to fit a purpose. I think the purpose of these was so like your ears wouldn't be occupied, right? Because these don't go over your ear. So like you can listen to your surroundings, right? Meant to be used primarily like for exercising and stuff like that. If you're out and about, if you're walking around and you need to be like aware of like where you are, and in that case it does work like pretty well. So it's just you get like a lot of noise coming in. You get no noise isolation. You get the exact opposite of that. And also another thing I wanted to point out is that there is like uh I think like a noticeable amount of noise bleed. So like other people would be able to hear what you're listening to like pretty easily. These don't have to be that loud for other people to hear like what you're listening to. Also on that note, so whenever you're you increase the volume, like whenever you max it out, like this gets pretty loud, and these tips over here they start shaking like a lot, but it doesn't sound any louder in my ears, if that makes sense. Like I mean a little bit louder, but it sounds like if you were like next to me and if I was listening to these, you would think that I had my like speakerphone on blast. But it's like to me it sounds like a decent level. So it's just it's really weird. I don't think that's the purpose of these. Sound quality in general, I don't think is the purpose of these. But interestingly enough, whenever you plug your ears, these actually sound pretty decent. But you have to plug your ears, and that kind of defeats the purpose of what this is, in my opinion, anyways. Because at that point, I would just pop in, these. So anyways, again, not hating on these. Like these serve a purpose, I assume. I just think that purpose mostly is just the cool factor of it. Like, oh wow, you have bone conduction headphones, let me try those out. I think as a headset in general, like this like checks all the boxes. The microphone on it's great. The everything on it is great. I just don't think that these are for me. They might be for somebody like I don't know that jogs around or a lot or anything like that. And that needs to be like aware of their surroundings. again, it's really cool. This whole thing is reflective. It looks really cool. Like if you're wearing these, people definitely be asking you, "Oh, yo, what are those?" And it's just something cool. It's a conversation starter. I just don't think it's for me. Other than that, so let's go ahead and let's do like the water test and stuff like that on these. So IP56, yeah, they should be fine in a cup of water. Let me see. I mean, that's the part that we'd be worried about. So let's go ahead and we're gonna leave that in there for about 5 minutes or so. Let's take these guys out. See how they did. All right, so let's give them a listen now. See how well they work. All right, so after shaking these a bit, I still have like a lot of water coming out. So again, so these are IP56 water resistant. They are not waterproof. It says waterproof on it, waterproof IP56, but they do not mean that. I'm gonna try the rice trick and I'm gonna see if I can get them back to life. But yeah, do not, definitely do not get them too wet. Sweat, anything like that, I think you should be fine. Just don't take them for a swim. Guys, all right, so I went ahead and so it's been about a day since I killed these guys. I was able to get them back. It's connected and it sounds the same that it did yesterday, so I don't think I damaged anything internally. But yeah, that really scared me with the whole like water test thing. Just to make sure that it doesn't freak out again. Let's see. That. Alright, so now I'm just going to test it again. Oh, that feels gross. Alright guys, so just test this guy out again, even after with the water and stuff on it right now. It seemed to be working fine. Sound quality's just as good as it was yesterday. No major loss there. Not that there was much to lose, but um, yeah. So not hating on this device. I think it's particularly well made. No, I mean the design's pretty cool. The buttons are really well placed in my opinion, and everything works on it. There's nothing to really hate on, except the technology itself. Like I'm just not a fan of the technology. I don't think it's there yet. But if this is like for 50 bucks, I mean it's a good entry level price for something like Bone Conduction. So if you wanted to like check something out, I think this would be like a solid buy. Just not for me. I just don't think that this technology is there yet, and I don't think that this would be something feasible over headphones or something like that. Like you could just, if you needed to be aware of your surroundings, whatever, you could use like something like built-in like Galaxy Buds that has ambience mode or whatever, or something like AirPods where not even the AirPods Raid Max C12s where it kind of leaves like it lets some noise in. Like those I think are better solutions, or just wear one headphone in at a time or whatever if you really need to be listening to something. Again, not saying anything bad about this, just the technology as a whole, I don't think it's there quite yet. In my opinion, the Bose ones do sound better, but those are again way more expensive and in a different form factor. But if you're looking for something like just to like test out or whatever, for 50 bucks, this guy ain't that bad. So I'll go ahead. I'm still leaving it at a B. Not hating on this. If it was just the device itself, I would kind of lean towards an A. For 50 bucks, it's pretty good. If you were getting this, it'd just be like for the whole cool factor and whatever. This will grab people's attention. So I'm gonna stick with the B. If you guys got any questions, just leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer them, and I'll see you guys next time.